Oh my lord. Oh my god. Are we live? I don't even know what this thing anymore. I'm not, I have a cold, so I'm not putting my ugly face on here. But I am proud to report that, and I'm using a webcam mic, so I apologize for quality. I don't know if this is working. I'm still new to YouTube live streaming. But I'm happy to report that The Rise of Skywalker has dropped 71%. It is the biggest bomb of all these Star Wars sequels, and it deserves it. And people wonder why all the hate. What's up, AJ? Oh my god, you actually get notifications. It's amazing. Can you hear me clearly? I'm not showing my face because I'm sick. So I'm using some different streaming software, so let me know if you hear all this clearly, or if it died. All right. All right, let's show the browser, shall we? Where is the browser? Oh, it's gone. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did you see? You saw the movie, right, AJ? You saw it. And those who are rewatching this, I apologize. I'm still learning this software, so I'm a little out of it. And fucking lazy writing, fucking bad writing, terrible writing. All right, screen share. Let's show the browser. All right, there we go. Share. So this is Box Office Mojo, and for today. So I couldn't get it from the actual premiere opening. There was like a preview opening. We're saying the actual December 20th opening from Friday to Friday. Let's see if I can alter this at all. Can I get this any big? There we go. So it opened, it's currently at 316 million domestic, 598 worldwide. That might sound like big numbers, but for the second week of one of the biggest franchises, if not the biggest franchises in the world, it's really bad. Because I guarantee you they spent, you got to remember, you got to cut that in half because you got to take, the theaters get 50% of the ticket. Or in Disney's case, they probably strong arm the theaters, and they get 40%, but I don't think they get lower than 40%. So you gotta cut that out. So they're currently sitting at 598 worldwide. So this movie must have cost at least $300 million. And then you got to add the marketing, which was at least another 200. So they haven't even broke even. This is the second week. AJ, do you have a webcam? AJ says, I just watched it again. I noticed that the plot was very coincidentally similar to Avengers Endgame. Well, they tried. They tried to make it like a Star Wars Endgame, but it's a mess. And you know what? And I'm going to get flack for this. I didn't like Avengers Endgame. I thought it was just, I really liked Infinity War. I thought Infinity War was like a good closing, and I think they ruined the power of Infinity War because everyone knew, okay, they killed half these characters. They got to do something stupid to bring it back. So what do they use? Time travel. And I really didn't like Infinity War, and I didn't like the endless, like really bad video game CGI. Everyone loved it. Yeah, Endgame was a mess. You walk out of there, and unless you're just like again stroking yourself over, oh my God, Marvel movie, 3 hours, super end. But they pulled it off, and they made. I mean, they topped Avatar as the top film. Do you have a webcam? I want to see if this works. Wait, no. I want to copy a link, and I'm going to drop a link in the chat, and whoever wants to come in here, just click on that. If you want to come in here and talk, send to live. I'm using Lightstream, this new Lightstream software, which is in browser. So I'm new to this. Okay, you don't have a webcam. Don't worry about it. So anyway, here is the box office figures. And we have the opening Friday really wasn't that great. I don't know what the 2 days before it was, but it opened at 90 million. And it, again, if you look here, it had the biggest drop. Like the opening, a 47% drop just from Friday to Saturday. And it had another drop Sunday, another drop Monday, another drop, a little drop. And then because it was Christmas, because there's nothing to do on Christmas, so people go to the movies, you got a little bit of a boost, got a boost. But then drop, and remember, most everyone who's going to the movies is off, drop and drop. So from 89 million to 26 million, it's the biggest of all three, of The Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi and this crap, Rise of Skywalker. And it's funny because I'm trying to look for a positive review of this film, and it just can't be found. I mean, even if I go on, that's why I think the Rotten Tomatoes thing is so horribly manipulated. And you can see my past video for that. I did, I think, 2 videos on that, how badly it's manipulated. If you look at the last video I did, just go to the Blackouts box, youtube.com/blackoutsbox, or check out my last video. I don't remember what I named it because I changed the name a couple times because so many people have videos up. There's so much hate for this movie. And then you ask yourself, why is there so much hate? Come on, let me move this. Why is there so much hate? And it's because it's Star Wars and people love it. And when a big company comes, Disney, I mean, I love Disney. I used to love Disney, the theme parks and going in, and I mean, I love Animal Kingdom, and I used to love Disney World and Epcot. I like the countries. I had an annual pass for years. But Disney as a mega good corporation, it's just gotten too big, and when something gets too big, it starts to turn evil. So a 71% drop. And now let's look at, again, the Rotten Tomatoes score has not changed. The only thing that changes, that seems to go like up and down a point, is this. You can see my review. There's my review right there. Michael Beggett's, or Blackout. The Blackout name was taken. How dare they? Don't watch Rise of Skywalker. More like Fail of Skywalker in theaters. The final discombobulated train wreck mess is a sequel that follows no lore, rules, logic, And is, see, I don't want to edit it because, but if you look at this, if you go in here, this is their, okay, this is the review they present to the world. The top reviewer, Nick J, super reviewer. You would think that like he's done millions of reviews and like Amazon, where people can say, was this helpful or was it not? That this is, they're presenting this to the world. This one fucking account's review, they're presenting it as a super reviewer, and he gets 5 stars. And let's read it. J.J. Abrams solidified himself as a fantastic choice for Star Wars with The Force Awakens, and with the rise of Skywalker, he completely knocks it out of the park. Spectacular, jaw-dropping, pulse-pounding, tear-jerking, Rise of Skywalker is everything about Star Wars I love. Okay, that doesn't sound like a real review. That sounds like a fucking shitty written press release. I know a lot of, and AJ in the chat says, I know a lot of Star Wars fans, and they were disappointed, like I said. Too predictable. Not only predictable, it's just bad. Like, really nothing happens in the movie. It's just Kylo finds his wayfinder and gets there in the first 5 minutes. And Rey, with all her superpowers in the world, Space Jesus Rey, she takes two hours to get there. With the other rest of the crappians. The crappy friends. The super friends, the super crappy friends. So anyway, going back to this bullcrap, 86%, and you figure the critics are kind of usually the ones who give it a 20, 30, 40% boost because they're paid for. But if the critics bomb this one, and it's a Star Wars film, and Star Wars is almost a monopoly now because Disney controls about, God, at least 70 to 80% of movies put out. They just own everything. You only have a few other studios. So if the critics got bombed out, they're like, oh, fuck, we got to fix the audience score. And there's plenty of videos on this. I did one. There's a million of them. But they just haven't changed. They haven't changed at all. Where's that stupid review? Let's go back to that. So when you click audience reviews, this is the first thing you see. Instead of just going into the actual audience reviews, you see this 5-star review, because they're all about just get the normal people who check the review on their phone to just buy a fucking ticket, please. Good God. So they have Nick J, again, with this fake-ass sounding review that just sounds like a press release written on the ass of someone in Disney, Lucasfilm. I heard even Lucasfilm hates this. The people who work at Lucasfilm, but they just have to just go with it. Because the person who leaked obviously works at Lucasfilm. So you think to yourself, I'm sorry if I'm bouncing all over the place here. Okay, so Nick J, he must have done like a lot of reviews, right? He's considered a super reviewer. Now, I've done like probably 10 Rotten Tomato reviews. And people were like, well, you should know not to trust Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, but the regular public is another. Regular, your average person, if they just go and just Google a review, Rotten Tomatoes comes up first. And then if they click on audience, this comes up first. J.J. Abrams solidified himself as a fantastic choice in Star Wars with The Force Awakens. The Rise of Skywalker is completely knocks it out of the park. Spectacular, jaw-dropping, pulse-pounding, and tear-jerking. The Rise of Skywalker is everything about Star Wars I love. No regular fucking person writes like that. That's a press release. It's not a review. If you like the movie, you would write, especially knowing most people hate the movie, you would write something clear and concise, not knocks it out of the park, jaw-dropping. These are movie quotes that used to be in newspapers in the 1980s. Stupid. And so then you're like, let's check on this person, Mr. Super Reviewer. He must have reviewed hundreds of movies and gotten feedback on his reviews that they're good. Let's see. Oh my God, he's reviewed 4 other movies. And that's it. And most of them are 5 years ago. And look, they all are 5 stars. Well, that isn't strange, isn't it? That doesn't seem like it might be an owned account or a bot account. And he didn't even write on any of the other ones. X-Men Days of Future Past, which sucks, 5 stars. Going with in the chat, Adam Morris says going with audience reviews is like going by reviews on Yelp. You take them with a grain of salt. Cinema Score is more accurate measure of audience sentiment. I don't think Cinema Score is, because Cinema Score asks them as they come out of the theater, and when people are coming out of the theater, they're too caught up in the hype, and people don't like to say negative things when they just paid money for something. It's a self-induced bias. I just paid $50 or $100 for me, my wife, my kids, or whatever, and popcorn and shit to see this piece of garbage. You want to say it's good because you want to, you don't want to think you've been ripped off. So I don't think Cinema Score is good. And the Cinema Score was a B+. And B+ sounds good, but there's B+, A-, A+. So it's actually like 4 levels down, which is not that good. Okay, so going back to this. So this super reviewer that is presented by Rotten Tomatoes to all the world has only written once, and it's only been for Rise of Skywalker, and he's only had 4 other reviews, only 1 in the last year and 3 5 years ago. So you tell me that that's not scammy. And I think that's why people are so hateful of this bullshit. They're hateful of Rotten Tomatoes. They're hateful of Disney. For Disney they could have just done it right, man. They could have just done Star Wars, had the old cast in the first one. Had a writer that had an actual story, not this cardboard cutout crap. Because let's face it, none of the sequels are good. This is the worst of them all. But none of the Disney sequels are good. The Force Awakens was garbage. Han Solo just wanted to die. Luke is just a clip at the end. There's just nothing satisfying about it. The Last Jedi, which looked like it might be exciting, just made Luke a loser. And then this, it's just like 2 directors fighting. So this is the reviewer, Nick J. Super reviewer from 5 movies, 5 stars. That's a super reviewer? Yeah, I don't think so. Rotten Tomatoes, paid for by Disney. Let's see what does this mean? Profile summary. That's the same shit. Ridiculous. And it's all Fox or Disney movies. Who would know? Who would think? Who would have thunk? See, all audience reviews. Starts kind of slow and awkwardly, but gets better as it goes along. Kylo Ren stole the show this time. I don't agree, but maybe that's at least a real review. I think they're realizing now that the one-line reviews are total scammy. The beginning was too jumpy and fast-paced, but overall the ending of the trilogy, well, had a good amount of fan service. I'll agree with that, but still, that's a 3. That's a rotten. You have to be 3.5 or higher to be fresh. Okay, this is another bullshit review. Brad C. Incredible, absolutely amazing. Started crying for the crawl and hardly stopped the whole movie. What a ride. When people type shit like what a ride, amazing adventure, the saga finished, satisfied, when they write shit that like is used for quotes on boxes, that's not a real review. Enjoyed this, but not sure I need to see the same plot again. Yeah, okay, 3. That's probably a real review. The plot of this movie has a lot of twists to it, which is something I like in movies. Oh, really? It was action-packed. See, shit like that, action-packed. And the relationship between the main 4 friends, it's hilarious at points. Oh, really? Here's a real review. This movie was a big mess. And I think that's the sentiment that you find everywhere. Okay, here's another fake review. Nice closure to the series. Not sure the name works for me though. I don't know. Maybe that's real. But again, look, there's a lot. The best term I've used to describe this movie is relentlessly incoherent. Okay, that's a real review. 2 stars. It felt more like an action movie rather than a Star Wars movie. Some parts heavily mirrored Avengers. Endgame introduced a lot of characters that didn't help develop any of them. It felt light ending for 4-year saga. That's probably a review. Again, that's rotten. Anything lower than 3.5 is rotten. Rotten. Okay, 5, and all the 5-star ones sound like freaking newspaper reviews. So tell me how, is it at 86%? And it has not moved since there's been like 1,000 or 2,000 reviews. They just locked it. They just locked it down. And they're using this in advertisements. Now, if I try for the life of me, let's go to YouTube. I can't find a positive review on this movie. Okay, if I type Rise of Skywalker, okay, Chris Stuckman didn't like it. He didn't totally trash it, but he didn't like it. Sin Massacre didn't like it. Said it was a mess. I don't remember these guys. I think they call them. Oh, okay. Red Letter Media just tears it a new asshole. Rise of Skywalker, Fall of Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, spoiler review. Kevin Smith is like the only person who's in love with this movie because Kevin Smith just loves everything because he's so high all the time. He's so fucking stoned all the time that he loves it. Now, if you type Rise of Skywalker, I mean, any negative word, mess. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Rise of Skywalker is a mess with huge amounts of views. It's a mess. Rise of Skywalker. Top 40 plot holes in Rise of Skywalker. Angry Joe Show. Like they're already getting ready to pre-sell it. Yeah, because people are going to be running to pay $20 for a stream. Star Wars Theory, he's biased though. Star Wars Theory, his whole channel is on Star Wars needs to be good, so he's biased. He put out an honest review, but I think he's blind to it. I think he needs to like it. Even him, after his positive review, he thought about it again and put out, it's a mess, and it's a mess. And people are like, why the hate? Why the hate? Because people love Star Wars and Disney fucking ruined it. Now let's try and find something. Rise of Skywalker is great. Okay, there nothing comes up. Suck. This is a joke. Comedy Gold. This is he is doing a parody.
Oh my goodness. So let me just say, I am so sorry. I am so sorry to all the Star Wars fans out there. I really am, because they butchered your franchise. This movie got me very close. I'm talking about this close to going to the dark side. You know the dark side. It was full of rage, anger, hatred. And I was experiencing that while watching this film. I was experiencing that. And the only way that I stopped myself was that I had to reset my mindset. I had to reset the framing of this film. Instead of looking at it as like a serious Star Wars film, I had to think about it being a comedy. That is the trick.
So, okay, that was a fake review. Sin Massacre hated it.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and this is Star Wars: The Last Review for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like going out of my way to review any more Star Wars movies after this. And this is the conclusion of the Skywalker saga, they're saying. That brings it full circle for New Hope. This one was just like, okay, we have 6 movies that just wrapped up the story. It's done. And keeping in mind, Return of the Jedi was 1983.
Yeah. And even that one struggled a little bit. It's good. Return of the Jedi is good, but there are some weird things in there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have to check on that. But
so that's me typing in Rise of Skywalker is great. I can't find anything. I'm typing that into everything wrong with Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Even Channel Awesome. What's his name? What does this guy do? This goofy turd. That's my take too. Rise of Skywalker is an unintentional comedy, like Mystery Science Theater. It really is. It's so bad. It's so bad. Don't give your money though to it, people. It is so bad. If you want to laugh, but it's so sad, man. See, I can't fully go over comedy because I can't believe it, man. Oh God. Jeremy John's huge reviewer on YouTube hates it. The nostalgia critic, this turd ball.
First spoiler, I let Chaplin out.
Good job. Good job.
He hates closed doors, so that's out of the way. So fucking Christ, where do we start with this?
I don't even know, man.
Palpatine banged? I guess?
Who did he pork?
Yeah, who?
The pork is strong with this one. They never answer it.
No, Snoke, I guess is...
Alright, so... It just doesn't. And this, remind you, this is me typing Rise of Skywalker is great. Rise of Skywalker is awesome. So where are these 86%? I think this one kid is the only positive. Again, we find negative reviews. Kill me, please. Absolute trash. Oh, this guy was great. He has a breakdown.
Greetings, I'm Shad, and I have just watched Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And if you've been watching much of my Star Wars content, you might have heard me say that I had no intention of watching this movie, and indeed I wasn't going to.
It's an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, it's more than half the length of the actual movie.
Well, clearly, my mind was changed. Purely, I guess it was the leaks that got me really interested. Like, surely some of these things can't really be happening. I wanted to confirm it with my own eyes, but also talking with some other YouTubers, you know, Mauler and the EFAP crew, they got me on board. And honestly, there was a decent...
Let's see.
It was throwing down the shaft. That you would assume that should have obliterated his body. But if that didn't, what about the explosion of the Death Star? You'd think that would have. And they don't explain how Palpatine survived, okay? They don't explain that he's a clone. They bring up that there's cloning, like, you know, he survived with force power, dark force powers, cloning, that's how they do it. But Palpatine, a couple of things. If Palpatine was cloned, his body wouldn't be broken beyond belief, and he is a dead corpse being animated by some, you know, mechanical thing shoved up his rear end. It's in his body, but... alien creature and stuff like that, not in the emptiness of space if it's just a random jump. Like, if you're going to do a random jump into hyperspace to come out at a random point, there is like a zero... Like, what? How convenient. They need a ship to get away because the First Order comes down to them, and it just... It flies because it can. It's been sitting there supposedly derelict. If it could fly, and this planet is inhabited, no one has ever come to like this thing, say, oh, look, a free ship that's perfectly operational that anyone can walk in, turn it on, and fly away with, and they don't touch the thing. Number 9, the dagger. The dagger has inscribed upon it the location of a Sith holocron that will then lead to where Palpatine is hanging out. Now...
All right, I don't want to play too much.
That,
of
like
this
just having some type of code might work, but then codes are configuration part. So when I said in my video that they would have only had the thing to, to make another lightsaber if they was meant to be used in that configuration, well, it's proven in the movie where they do use it in that configuration, and I mentioned the whole video is structured around how bloody dumb such a design is. So anyway, that movie's validated because that's exactly what happens. Now we're on to what 18, 19 we're up to. Rey has a fight with Kylo, and it's the battle of baseball bats.
Under Rise of Skywalker.
Horribly choreographed,
awesome.
Terrible.
Yeah, close player. Mark Hamill hates it, but that's known. I have a feeling that this is. I have a feeling this is fake too. First reviews are awesome. Best Star Wars ever. Well done, JJ. So this is searching for a good review. You can't find it. They stole the dagger idea from the Goonies. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. They could have treated it like Star Trek. Star Trek, they had the original characters for 6 goddamn movies and all the original of the TV shows. So you have 3 years of TV shows and then another God, when did the movies end? In 92? They went from like 1979 to 92. So over 12 years of movies. And they and half of those movies are bad, but they're not as awful as maybe Star Trek 5. But you know what? Star Trek 5, I still kind of like it because it's as stupid and low budget as it is, and Shatner directed it. I still just like that group of people being together. There's a movie reviewer for the Entertainment Tonight who had a meltdown trying to defend Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, no, I know that guy. He hated The Last Jedi. I hate that there's 2 Jedis now because Jedi used to just refer to Return of the Jedi, and now I got to deal with The Last Jedi. The whole thing is a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm more of an old school crew. I liked Kirk and Spock and Bones, even though the Next Generation was more my time. I just didn't like the old man. I didn't like Picard. I was like, why did if they're casting a new series, why do they put an old guy in there? And I guess he wasn't that old. He just is frozen in time at like a 60-year-old. He looked like a 60-year-old when he came out of the womb. But I did grow to like it. I did later on watch. But I like the original Star Trek. Like Wrath of Khan, awesome. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home when they go to the whales, funny as hell. And I thought 6 was a pretty good send-off. A pretty good ending. What's the rule? The even ones are great and the odd ones are dumb. Star Trek 1 is just, it's like the Phantom Menace. It's just a slow, boring, sleeping pill tranquilizer. 2 was awesome. 3 is kind of a mess. What is Star Trek 3? Oh, Star Trek 3 is The Search for Spock. Yeah, well, that's an obvious movie title. Guess what? They find Spock. So my point being, who are the people who like this movie? I really have genuinely not found more than a couple people who are just kind of brain dead to the entire series. I mean, you have a right to like it if you like it, but I just don't understand. If there must be 20,000 bad reviews on YouTube. Never mind going on the web to websites. It's all bad reviews. I mean, so I guess I'll end it here. I mean, should I go on further? What is there to talk about? Even Forbes. Let's go all the way back. Can we go back? So every positive term you could put in there. Yet we got this 86%. This is gonna come out, man. Some big company's gonna come out. Everyone on YouTube has come out saying this is a scam. Yeah, they tried, but they can't. Disney can only do so much damage control. And think what they had to spend. What deal did they make with Rotten Tomatoes? What did they pay? Well, actually, it's bot reviews are probably cheap as hell. But the marketing, they went all out. There's like 70 trailers and TV spots. There's actually no need to see the movie. You could just piece together the trailers and TV spots and the mess of shit that you see happening, which is lightsabers, and there's no point. You don't understand anything. That's the movie. It's no different. Here's the movie in like 2 lines. Emperor's back, not explained. He's hooked up to a bunch of machines like your great-great-great-grandpa in a hospice. Kylo gets there in 5 minutes. Rest of the crew takes them 2 hours, or in movie time, like forever, to go to thing that finds a thing that finds a thing that translates a thing that reprograms a thing that leads to a thing that finally leads to Palpatine. And then Rey wins by making the letter X with the sabers. Who knew? If you just had 2 sabers and you made the letter X, you're defended against the greatest evil of all time by the letter X. And it's I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you shoot to me bounces back onto you. I mean, she's still killing the Emperor, so she's still doing the thing that she's not supposed to do. Like, if she kills him with anger, she looked pretty angry to me. She's the Sith supposed to become her, and then she repossesses Luke Skywalker's home. She's not related. She takes his little fucking igloo house in the desert, and she buries the lightsabers as she buries this trash movie. And there you go. There it is. Nothing happens. Nothing happens in this movie. No one cared about the characters. It's a piece of shit. It dropped. Everyone's happy it dropped. And I'm sorry for the hatred, but there is hatred because people want this to fail because they want Disney to get that it's not okay to fuck shit up like this. And I don't doubt that many people worked very hard. The crew and even the cast, they know it sucks. Watch my last video. They know it sucks. But it's gotta be sucked to, to be you get plucked out of the crowd to be in a Star Wars movie, and you're thinking, holy shit, I'm gonna be in a Star Wars movie, and then just see it go to poo-poo. To go to a dumpster fire train wreck. Where's my... And it's got the biggest drop-off. Where is that? There you go. So opening weekend 89 million, and last night 26 million. That's like a 71% almost. Biggest drop of all. So I'm gonna end. Thank you guys for checking it out. Please subscribe. Hit the button, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down if you hate it. Check out the Black Ops Box podcast. I'll be mixing up all these audios to give a concise review of this dumpster fire. This train wreck dumpster fire. Where is mine? I think it's Rise Skywalker train wreck dumpster fire. I think that's mine. It's hard to set yourself apart when everyone universally hates this crap. Oh no, I can't find me. Oh, there I am. I'm like 10 down. So watch this, because this is funny. Okay, so look for pile of dung. I had to keep changing it because so many people put train wreck dumpster fire as their keyword. So look up Rise of Skywalker as a pile of dung written by monkeys. This is fun. Give this video some love.
Put 1 million monkeys with typewriters inside a spaceship that travels 10 billion years. By the end of the trip, the monkeys will have typed a shit.
Bullshit! Shit! Holy shit! Shit! Bullshit! Shit! 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 Shit!
And as we were shooting scenes, I was just feeling like it wasn't popping, it wasn't really working. And then I'd say cut, and then Daisy and John would be like,
"You are a worthless piece of shit, pal! Get out of my face!"
Pacific Rim for Mom and Dad. They thought Pacific Rim was better than Star Wars.
That is one big pile of shit.
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Get him out of that shit.
How do you deal with people, or how does it make you feel, or what would you say to people who
Take care,
like what
Aaron.
happens, or wish it was something different? Is there a problem with the fandom that? No, I'd say that they're right.
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
like weirdly, wonderfully on fire. Like that was great from the get-go, which it might not be clear, obviously, at this moment to the audience.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Jesus Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all. Get over there!
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Sometimes shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you gonna call?
I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there and chill them niggas out. And wait for the wolf, who should be coming directly.
6,200 reviews in.
And then it goes into the
6,231. The reviews sit at 86%.
100. 5,000.
Oh god. Hold on.
100. 5,200.
9,628. The reviews.
And then it goes into the scamming. How do I get rid of it? There we go. So go like and subscribe and watch the other videos. Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh God.